Hello, everybody, wherever you may be from around the world, from sea to shining sea. Welcome to the World's Radio Show. This is Ham Radio Live. Please subscribe. I don't monetize the channel. If you'd like to share by giving a little bit each month to help support it, that's great too. We'll tell you about that. Plus, big news today. It's Field Day Week. Yep, it is Field Day Week, everybody. You know what that means. Lots of Field Day segments. Should be fun. Helping you with working remote, helping you with doing some stuff away from home, which is the whole purpose of Field Day. It should be a good show. Lots of news and information, plus, of course, the HF forecast, and maybe something could make you giggle or laugh. Who knows, you know? First full day of summer. Hi, everybody, wherever you may be. Welcome back to the Shack in Oregon. Today is Monday, 21st day of June, and my goodness, first full day of summer. It happened, was it 11:58 or 28 last night Eastern time. So that was the official time of summer. So good to see everybody. Welcome to Shack's. Good to see everybody. And hey, I sit a little low. I'm like, I've got to stand up a little bit here. Hi, happy Monday. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for coming. It is truly an honor to have you. The whole purpose of this here little shindig is to help people to get into amateur radio in an understandable way, a way that we can help you understand about amateur radio, and it's pretty doggone fun. First way you can get in, if you don't know how, contact the American Radio Relay League. They're pretty excited and they're very busy this week with field day events. No kidding. Find them at www.arrl.org. They'll help you find a radio club near you to help you get on the air. If you're over in Japan, the Japan Amateur Radio League's real good, and they'll help you get on the air. Find them at www.jarl.org. In Great Britain, the Radio Society of Great Britain is a wonderful group of people, and they'll certainly help you as well. Find them online, www.rsgb.org. In Canada, the Radio Amateurs of Canada, great organized group that will help you to find a radio club close by to help get you started. They'll kind of tutor you and help you get going with the test questions, show you about ham radio, maybe even let you try one out. It's pretty cool. Find them online at www.rac.ca. If you're in Australia, the Wireless Institute of Australia is a great radio group that can also help you find a radio club close to you. Find them online, www.wia.org. If you've got feedback, maybe you want to talk a little bit, ask a question about a product, or have a show suggestion, feel free to hit me up on cqhamradiolive@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by two ways. First one is to give by PayPal. That's the easiest way, and it helps because we did get the computer paid for last week as the world came together. My gosh, in 4 days. I'm very blessed. I really am. I'm very grateful and very blessed. And I want to say thank you again for that. That was miraculous to me. So still have monitor and speakers to add to that because it doesn't come with that. So if you'd like to help out, feel free. You can do either PayPal at CQ Ham Radio Live or Patreon. Patreon, we're located there at Ham Radio Live. Welcome to the show, everybody. A very happy Monday to you. Let's scan around the world and say hello to the folks who've already come, and then we'll get into the news. Lots of news today, tons of news. First in, from Virginia, Whiskey Delta 4, Oscar Bravo Papa, Cliff Bolts. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you. Very happy Monday. Rod Clare in Salem, Oregon. Hello, Rod. We're working on being field day buddies, Rod and I are. Yeah, we're looking at trying to find a place that'll work. See, the problem is if we work locally, it's supposed to be like 100 degrees on Saturday here, and neither one of us want any part of that. So we're looking at the thing that people do here, as well as California, is if you get too darn hot, you just go west to the ocean, and it's cool. So we're kind of looking at places along the Pacific coast to see if we could do that. Cliff, good to see you today, as well as Rod. Thank you. Nikolai in from Romania. Nikolai, it's always an honor. Good to see you, buddy. Happy Monday evening to you. Thanks for joining us. My brother Bob downstairs from WIFI. Bob, welcome to the show, and it's good to see you as well. Phil, my goodness, what a treat. Mike 7, Bravo, Victor, all the way from the UK. Cliff, it's an honor. Thank you. Thank you sincerely for coming today. We appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. It's a big week. Field Day is this weekend to 26th, 27th. There's lots of gear available, but you have to hurry. The way to buy it is this, and here's how I would do it. This is exactly how I do it. On Amazon, this is Amazon Prime Day. tomorrow is as well. You can get some great deals. And if you apply for one of their little credit cards, you get $100 off your first order. No joke. And it's instantaneous. You simply, put you apply for the credit, and then they give you a $100 gift card that you can use that $100 on the purchase that you want to make. And that's brilliant. And then if you use Amazon Smile and note the American Radio Relay League as your charity of choice, they get money back from Amazon for what you buy. So today and tomorrow, great days to do it. It's during the 2 days of Amazon Prime Day, today and tomorrow. Good day to shop Amazon and get some stuff, especially, if you want to just a quick little thing you can pay off. It's got to be, I think, over $150. But man, if you pay it off quickly, then buy something, get $100 off, and it's $50. Think about that. Arrl email asking lifetime members to verify their mailing address. They want to make sure you have a legitimate email address. And so what's happening, starting on the 16th, they sent out an email asking people to verify that the email was still good. Okay, so it's your lifetime membership's still good and everything. They just want you to respond to them. So you can either do so at membership@arrl.org, or you can call them at this number, 860-594-0200. Arrl new antenna, 4-band end-fed half-wave, popular antenna out there right now. It'll work 10, 15, 20, and 40 meters. It's easy to set up, great for HF and field day operating. That's what we're talking about, field day, right? Because it's such a big deal, and this is the week, and we're going to be celebrating all week long by showing you field day stuff that'll help you, okay? Hey, guess what? Mearsat-1 CubeSat expected to deploy from the International Space Station tomorrow. Yeah, this is really, really cool. The first amateur radio CubeSat from the Indian Ocean island nation of Mauritius is expected to be deployed by the ISS tomorrow. Mearsat-1 will carry an amateur radio V/U digimeter, so it's going to be, in the VHF, UHF bands. Downlink is going to be at 436.925, as has been coordinated already. And Mearsat-1 is going to collect images of the Republic of Mauritius and its exclusive economic zone using an onboard camera. It's just really cool. If you want more information on it, find it on the Arrl News there on their page. SAQ in Sweden to conduct annual Alexanderson Day transmission. SAQ, the call sign, the vintage Alexanderson alternator transmitter in Grimetown, Sweden. This is neat. Going to conduct its annual Alexanderson Day and transmission on Sunday, the 4th of July. The CW transmission will be on 17.2 kilohertz CW, okay? That's kind of weird, but 17.2. So look for it on the 4th of July. The Alexanderson Grimetown Association is planning for 2 broadcasts from the Sirica 1924 Alexanderson alternator. Startup and tuning for the first SAQ transmission is going to take place at about 0830 UTC, with a message transmission to follow at 0900 UTC. Startup and tuning for the second SAQ transmission is going to take place at 1130 UTC, with a message transmission to follow at 1200 UTC. Both events also going to be live streamed on the Alexander SAQ Grimetown Association YouTube channel. Look at that. You'll find this all on the AR website, all right? Field day information. All right, West Coast 2021 Field Day Bulletin schedule as follows. CW, Saturday 26th. The CW version of the W1AW transmission is going to be at 7:30 a.m. It'll be at 14:30 UTC on Saturday evening. The CW version will be transmitted at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time at 0030 UTC. On Sunday the 27th, the CW version of the bulletin will be transmitted at 7:30 a.m. Pacific, and that's 14:30 UTC. CW frequencies are 3581.5 and 7047.5. CW speed is going to be at 18 words per minute. So again, the W1AW transmissions to the west will be at 3581.5, okay, so way down on 80 meters, and 7047.5 kilohertz up on 40, all right? Continuing on with Field Day, W1AW is operating its regularly published frequencies. CW frequencies going to be on 160 at 1.8025, and then we talked about the 80 meter at 3.5815, and the 40 meter 7.0475. If you're going to be on 20, look for them at 14.0475, on 17 meters 18.0975. If you're going to be on 15, it'll be at 21.0675, and if you're on 10, it'll be at 28.0675. 6 meters, the transmission will be at 50.350, and up on 2 meters, it'll be at 147.555. Digital frequencies, phone frequencies, all listed right here. Just take a little screenshot of this and you'll know exactly what's going on. Also, going to be transmitting the field day bulletin using 45.45 baud out on PSK31 in BPSK mode and MFSK16 in this order. Okay, please note field day bulletin will not be sent out via Echo Link this year. Okay, so in addition, the digital version of the field day bulletin is going to be sent at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be at 1 o'clock UTC. In order to be transmitted, it's going to be done on BPSK 31 baud out and, of course, MFSK 16 in this order as time allows. The regular digital mode lineup of baud out and these other modes going to be used during field day weekend. Please note the West Coast Arrl qualifying run station, which is called K9JM, is again slated to transmit the CW digital versions of the 2021 W1AW Field Day Bulletin. Finally, in digital, if you'd like to work field day, June 26th, digital version is going to be transmitted at 7.095 kilohertz, so 7.95. If you run up on your, the top end and the digital portion, you got your, FT8 stuff around 7.074, 7.075. Well, they're going to be doing their digital stuff at 7.095, right? They're going to be on BPSK 31 at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time on the 27th. At 1:30 UTC, going to be using MFSK 16 at 6:40 p.m. Pacific time. On the 27th, the digital transmission is going to be transmitted at 3597.5 using BPSK 31 at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. On Sunday the 27th, that will be at 16:30. Okay, so 16:30 UTC. Also, FK 16 is going to be at 9:30 a.m. PDT. It's at 16:40 UTC. Want more information? Find it on the gigantically huge now Arrl Field Day website. Yes, it's huge. It is. It's like field day, field day, field day. Everything's field day. Anyway, solar update. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like the same. Like we stopped on Friday, right? And like the world didn't stop. Let me show you. Coronal whole change, though. We lost 63. It kind of slipped away. Now 71's there. It's really not a threat. 70 is kind of big. Kind of looks a little bit like South America, but it's not doing anything yet. So we're good there. Okay, the Aurora right now in the north is pretty weak, so that's why we're not working Aurora in the north. South, so Aurora Australis, and then there you see. Sign of the same. It's very weak, so that's why we do not have any auroral conditions right now. Current conditions, 78 for an SFI. Kind of trying to crawl its way up to 80 and stay there. Gosh, will you please? Solar wind, great. This is down now quite a bit. Down to 364.9 kilometers per second, which is fantastic. This is really good. K-index at 1, A at 4. This would normally be brilliant conditions if we had a higher SFI. That's the whole issue. We just don't have enough sunspots. Quiet bands, not enough sunspots. World noise floor map will start in Europe. Pair 3s in UK, S4 in Germany on 40, S2 on 20 meters, S3 on 20 meters in Germany. In Europe, that's what we look like, 4s and 3s, so not bad. You figure 40 is going to be a little louder in the summer anyway. In Asia, we got an S4 on 40, S3 on 20 out of Russia. China, S7 on 40. I checked 3, and it's good. 20 meters S5, so it's loud in China. S3, 20 and 40 meters in Japan. An S3 on 40 in Australia out of Melbourne this morning. S2 on 20. Out of New Zealand, pair of 3s on both S3s, right? 40 and 20 meters. In Hawaii, where the palm trees are swaying. S4 is on 40, S3 on 20. Down in South America, we got a pair of threes out of Buenos Aires, Argentina this morning. S3 on 40, S2 on 20 meters in Brazil. And finally, in North America, pair of fours up in Canada, we got an S4 on 40, S3 on 20 meters. Your solar forecast for ham radio, as well as the shortwave bands, hasn't changed. Why would it? Because it is just the way it is. I checked even on the bands before the show, and this is just accurate. It really is right now. 20 and 17 look good. You might get an E-skip opening on 10. Hold on to it as long as you can. It's E-skip. It won't last forever. Possible E-skip today on 4 and 6. Ham nighttime, 160, 80, 75, 60, 40, and they'll have noise. Lots of static crashes because it's finally doggone summertime here. Yep, finally hit summer. So we're going to get, noisy bands on the lower ones. Just live with it. Don't have the headphones too loud. 30 meters will be good. I think we got a 75% chance again on SSB tonight on 20 meters. It will work east first, then work west after sunset. Keep in mind, though, the signal is just going to be weak. If we had a higher SFI, if we had more sunspots, man, 20 be screaming. But we just don't have enough right now. Shortwave bands today, 31, 25, 22, 19, and 16. Listen to 16 right before the show, and it sounded great. It really did. It was coming in pretty good. Shortwave nighttime frequencies tonight, 120, 90, 75, 60, and 49 meters. Those will be good, especially 60 and 49. There will be some static crashes, but the signals are strong enough that you'll hear them pretty well. Also, 41, 31, 22, and 19 still will be very, very good tonight. Trivia question, had to change it. By the way, on 40 meters, phone transmissions started in 1952. Just
Allow me
so
to
you know.
introduce myself.
Yeah.
My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius.
Yeah, no one got that one, so I'll just change the question. All right. Soviet radar. And this is good both for ham and shortwave because you both should know this. The Soviet radar that plagued the HF bands with QRM a number of years ago was nicknamed the A, quacking duck, B, Russian woodpecker, C, Moscow QRM, or D, the hammer. All right, hit me up with A, B, C, or D in the comment section. Right now, Europe is in the lead with 5. North America has 4. Caribbean has 1. So whatever you think the answer is, A, B, C, or D, let me know. And let me catch up with y'all because some people came in to say hello, and I want to make sure and honor that, okay? Wow, my goodness. It's good to see you guys. Scott is here. Kilo, and I always wait for this because Scott's brilliant at these when he says hello. It's like it's a moment, okay? We have to take a look at the moment. By the way, I didn't tell you this. You just saw the camera change. We're totally in 4K right now. I had a 4K camera this whole time. I just really never use it very much because it's a lot bigger. But I thought, you know what? I saw the show once in HD, and I was like, this is awful. So yeah, it's in 4K. So that's why we just kind of changed cameras there. So it'll be a little brighter picture for you, a little nicer, I hope. All right, here we go. Big drum roll. Scott, 2 Charlie 2, Charlie Alpha Delta, and a big hello from above the vacant lot at the corner of the Walk and Don't Walk in North Boston, New York. That is Scott, his call sign, Kilo Charlie 2, Charlie Alpha Delta. Scott, you make me laugh my head off. It's great. Kent, good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Gosh, it's good to see you. KA4FIX. So happy to learn from you, Larry. Thanks. Oh, man, you're too kind. Thank you. Kent, if I can help you in any way, please let me know. And if I can't, I'll tell you who can. That's really simple. I'm not proud on that stuff. So, yeah. John Helmel Newell from Canada, Victor Echo 5 Juliet Hotel November as a B answer to this question. The Soviet radar that plagued the HF bands with QRM a number of years ago was nicknamed, he believes it's B. He is correct. It is the Russian woodpecker. My goodness, North America is just caught up. Way to go, John. Look at you. Nice job, man. You just literally brought North America back into the whole doggone game. Good job. 5-5. All right. And everybody's answering B because you knew this one. This one wasn't too hard. You know, it's interesting. I saw a show recently on this, and Nikolai, you got it right as well, and so did Phil. Mike 7, Bravo, Victor. This was such... Gosh, the thing is huge. Just like the 7 or 8 story building. It's just ginormous. It's just rusting away there in Western Russia. It's an amazing structure, really is amazing structure. So we're going to talk this week about Field Day because it's such a cool event, right? Did a lot of stuff on the news about Field Day because there's a lot of Field Day news to talk about. Well, we're going to do some segments, some video segments regarding portable work, right? The things you would do on Field Day. Antennas, power supplies, maybe radios, things that you could use on Field Day this year, because the whole idea in the U.S. of Arrl Field Day is taking your rig out in the field, showing the world ham radio. It is a wonderful thing to do. I can tell you when I did it in Hawaii, it was, I had one curmudgeon, okay? He was the guy that said, is that all it does? Okay, see you later. But a lot of people look, they go, gosh, I didn't know. Is that cool? So yeah, it's neat to do this. But it's some people, there's lots of folks out there that really may not know how to do stuff. So we're going to have like building your own antennas, right? We're going to talk about that. We're talking about good antennas to deploy. We're going to talk about good power supplies to use or solar. We're going to talk about ways to work Field Day. Let's get to this one. Great segment about Field Day from a couple of years ago. This before COVID, so, no masks required. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Tracy, VE3TWM. Thank you for tuning in to Outdoors on the Air. Have you ever been out HF portable with an antenna for 40 meters or 20 meters or even both, and wished you had the capability to work an additional band? An extra band to give you the chance to make more contacts. A band that can be counted on to have activity. A band that is not as susceptible to the ravages of the low end of the sunspot cycle. I have. The ideal band to add to your repertoire, especially if you are trying to work single sideband, is 80 meters. 80 meters is far less subject to poor conditions than the higher bands, and can usually be relied upon for consistent range day in and day out. There are many regional nets on 80, along with special event stations. 80 is a great choice for HF portable. If you'd like to add 80 meters to your HF portable game, the only logistics holding you back from getting on 80 are enough real estate to put up a full-sized half-wave antenna and the antenna itself. If you have the space to put up a wire of that length, the high-end Fed Field Day antenna is an interesting choice. While the product name certainly hints at its suitability for the annual Field Day contest, there is no need to restrict its deployment to that event. This antenna has been designed with all HF portable activities in mind. It's a well-built antenna that will withstand all the abuse that comes with multiple field deployments. Earlier this year, I posted a video entitled High-End Fed Field Day Antenna, First Look. In that video, I gave an overview of the features of this antenna and then showed how it performed in a compromise installation. I was forced to deploy the antenna as an inverted V in a compact campsite, which is not ideal. Due to the layout of that campsite, the inverted V was compromised horizontally as well as vertically. It's important to note that even in that setup, I had no trouble making multiple contacts. But this time around, I want to see how well the antenna performs in one of its preferred configurations. For the record, High-End Company recommends installing the Field Day antenna in one of 3 configurations. A sloper, as a horizontal up high and in the clear, or as an inverted L. Today I've erected it as a sloper. The high end is affixed to the top of my DX wire 15 meter tall telescopic fiberglass mast. The antenna comes down to my operating position at the far end of the campsite to where my tent has been erected. To add to the challenge, I'll be using my Yaesu FT817ND set to 5 watts RF output and will be communicating solely using single sideband voice. I've checked the SWR across the bands, and the antenna is performing up to spec. I won't need to use a tuner on any of the bands I intend to operate on. Just before seeing how it does, let's review the main features of the antenna. The field day antenna covers 8 bands: 80 meters, 40 meters, 30 meters, 20 meters, 17 meters, 15 meters, 12 meters, and 10 meters. The only bands you'll need a tuner for are 30 meters and parts of 80 meters. Maximum power rating is 100 watts. The compact matching unit enclosure is rugged and water-resistant ABS IP65. A silver Teflon BNC connection is provided. There are 2 strain relief points on the matching unit for safe, secure mounting. The antenna length is 40 meters, or about 120 feet. Given its intended purpose as a temporary antenna, the radiator plugs into the matching unit rather than being permanently connected. The plug and jack form a waterproof seal to protect the internal components. Along the radiator, you'll find a frequency compensation coil. Its function is to ensure the antenna is resonant on the 17-meter through 10-meter bands. If the coil was pulled out to its full length, the resonant frequency on 20 meters would be 14,400 kilohertz, and on 10 meters, it would be 30 megahertz.
Okay, so there you go. That's building, or that's a built antenna. That's the antenna we told you about earlier that Arrl has. If you want a good idea of what it looks like, let me show it to you real quick. We showed it earlier in the show. So this is the field day antenna that is available from the Arrl, which is kind of cool. Okay, this is the 4-band end-fed. And you can get information about this right there on the Arrl website. So be able to do that. Ishmael, welcome to the show from Dominica. Sorry, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Welcome. Yeah. So that's good. Whatever you're going to use for field day, if you're going to go out in the field, or not even just field day. I mean, if you want to just do stuff outside, you want to work remote, parks on the air, islands on the air, you want to maybe take a trip somewhere, right? Bring your radio with you. I mean, hey, do that. That is the coolest thing in the world you can do. Because when you take your radio out somewhere else and try and use it, especially if you're by water, man, can you do some amazing things. Don't let the limitations of your home, unless you got a giant radio, right? You can't do it then. But don't make the limitations of your home be the reason why you don't go out and do something fun. Because when you work out in the field, it's cool. We're also going to talk this week about solar panel, battery power, other antennas, as well as what it's like to work field day. So have a ball with this. I hope it's helpful not only for field day people, but also for people who would like to maybe take their radio remotely this year. That's pretty cool. And Ishmael made a little 40-meter shorty vertical antenna. I hope it's working well for you. Always a bonus when you build your own antennas because you save money and you also learn something out of it. And even if it doesn't work, the good thing is that you learn, right? You learn from it. The great thing about building an antenna is that you very rarely ever need a tuner. I don't know if most people know that. Tuners are there to help make an antenna and radio happy if the impedance is way off at the antenna, meaning it just doesn't work. It's not 50 ohms. It's so far away from 50 ohms that it can't match it. So then you get your hopeful internal antenna tuner in the radio, push the tune button to find impedance that'll work. But sometimes the radio won't tune. And so you need an external tuner, which will tune a wider impedance mismatch. Again, antenna tuners don't tune. They just help make the radio happier with an impedance that's close enough that makes the radio happy enough to transmit. So that's pretty much it. Here's the rig cam today on 17 meters. And as you can see, it's pretty doggone quiet. That's just because of the way conditions are. Let's take a look here on 20. We're going to move it up and see if 20 meters is any better. It certainly was earlier before I'd cut the show. And so I'm going to see if I can pull back a little bit on the front end of the radio, quiet it down just a little bit. And I need to change the color of this. I don't like red. Red's kind of I like red. Don't get me wrong. I like red, but not for a waterfall. Just a second here. Let me see if I've got this fixed. Yeah. All right. So we're tuning. I got the antenna in the backyard fixed over the weekend, the DX Commander all band. So. Blocked it. Sorry, guys. And the bands are not really good right now. They're just not. I mean, you'll have more luck at night than you will in the daytime. You'll still make calls. You'll definitely do better on VHF, UHF, no question. But in terms of the bands themselves, they're not in really good condition. We just need more sunspots. So let me go ahead and we'll lock it. We'll check to see if frequency is available. And we will try and see if maybe we can say a quick hello to somebody if they're out there and they can hear the signal. Again, we're on 20 meters at 14.253. Is this frequency available? This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Checking frequency availability, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November. Rod Clare, great comment. The CFO won't let K7 LAP acquire a QFP rig, so it looks like I'll be lugging the FTDX 3000 for field day. That's not bad. That's a great rig, buddy. You know how much I love that radio. It's a great radio. It's big, but gosh, it's a great rig. Sounds great, too. CQ from Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilo 7 Hotel November calling CQ. CQ, any station, anywhere. From the state of Oregon, this is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Kilowatt 7 Hotel November calling CQ. CQ on 20 meters. We're streaming live on YouTube on Ham Radio Live, and we'd love to say hello to you. This is Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, Kilo 7 Hotel November, calling CQ on 20 and listening. I'll take a 5.6 in Dominica. You kidding? It'd be great. Thank you. Wow. Thanks, Ishmael. I love signal reports. They're nice to get. Right now, Larry, the whole place is just a disaster right now because we've moved everything around. Literally. There we go. And I'm looking for a pen, of all things, something to write with. That's always important, you know? All right, we'll give it one more shot, see if everybody's there. CQ on 20 meters. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, calling CQ. CQ from the Pacific Northwest of Oregon and streaming on YouTube. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November, Kilowatt 7 Hotel November, calling CQ. CQ from the wine country of Oregon and streaming on Ham Radio Live on YouTube. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November, K7 Hotel November, calling CQ and listening. Ish, you got some stuff to still learn, okay? You don't. I appreciate you trying to help here, but this is something you need to learn a little more about. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, we're pretty quiet. It's just the bands, guys. Bands are they're not really good right now for calls. And like I said it before we did that video, you know, before we cut that to that segment, it's just the bands. The bands are that way. And by adding compression, Ishmael, you actually, if you watched what I did through that segment, I invite you to please go back and look. I check the meter really carefully when I transmit. And what I'm looking for are three things. I'm looking for one, power output. I want to see what the rig's doing. That's always important. Two, I'm looking for the SWR. I want to see how well we're doing. I want to not see any spikes. And three, I'm looking at ALC. Providing the ALC hits right at that bar between the blue and the white, you're perfect. Anything beyond that, you're splattering. So if I'm adding compression, I'm going to splatter. Okay, my transmit signal is going to be distorted. So you don't want to add too much compression. It's helpful, but you don't add too much compression. And again, I have an amplifier here that'll run 1.2 kW, but I don't need to do that. The whole point is to make calls barefoot if I can, because perfectly, I mean, if, for example, I do that and you don't have an amplifier, you'll hear my signal, but you won't be able to call me back because I'm running a kilowatt and you're not. That's kind of tough when you have amplifiers. So it's something to keep in mind. ALC is always important to check from time to time on your rig. Let's go back to the rig and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here, okay? Whenever you're using a radio, one of the things that is really important, if you take a look at the meter, okay? The meter has many settings. Okay, you got power, and it's going to pop off, sorry, because it's only got 3 seconds. So that's one of the downfalls of this rig. Power, compression, ID, SWR, ALC, and VDD. VDD and ID has to do with amperage and voltage. And then your SWR, of course, is your antenna. So when you transmit, it's going to tell you what your SWR is as you transmit. When you hit ALC, that's your actual signal going out. You want it to be in the area that is right here. If you're watching the mouse pointer, you want to be right there. You want to be right there where the white ends and the blue begins. So let me just do a quick frequency check on frequency, and I'll show you it should be dead center. So if I were to change the compression, it's going to push it into the blue. Checking frequency availability. This is Kilo 7 Hotel November. You see, and that's what I was saying when I first set the radio up and did the segment on the FTDX 101 and its settings, because it comes out of the box with the compression off. It's just, anyway, yeah. There's so much to do with the FTDX 10, and it's a brilliant transceiver, especially the receive end, but you do have to know what to do when you first get out of the box, because you're going to look at the thing and say, oh my gosh, I'm only running 25 watts. What the heck is going on here? This is crazy. I don't get it. Yep. So you have to finagle it. So I run my ALC. In fact, I'll show you my settings real quick on this, just so you know. My settings that I use on this to get it there, AMC level is at 65. My processing is 75. Starts at 0. EQ is on, and my mic gain 65. And I get good signal reports. People come back and they like the signal. They say it sounds clean and that it's good. Now, there are some people that are really highly technical, like big, huge engineers, dudes will say, nah, it sounds like you got, IMD issues. And that's okay. That's all right. I love the radio. I'm happy with it. That's all that matters. Same thing with you guys. Be happy with whatever you got. I like, who is it? Is it Martin that says, growing old with my Alinco DX77? That's the way you should be with any radio you have. All right. That's it. That's the show today. Talking about a little bit of field day antenna stuff, plus the news and the forecast. And we gave it a shot on the radio. Just need to get better numbers. The numbers are not there. Plus, today, North America finally caught Europe. And that's kind of interesting. See how tomorrow goes. I'll throw a European question in there tomorrow. Just watch. I'll do it. Folks, we want to get you in the amateur radio. That's a whole big deal here. Radio Society of Great Britain, great place. Even if you don't live in the UK, say you live in Uganda, you want to find out about ham radio, they'll find a Ugandan ham radio club near you if you just get a hold of them in the contact us section. Find them online at www.rsgb.org. Great people there. If you'd like to help the show out, we'd be honored if you would. You can PayPal us, $5, $10, $15. We'd be grateful for that. It helps to pay for the audio gear. Plus, it helps to pay for the studio, the software that we use every year. It's like $250. Comes up in January. So it's right after Christmas. It's brilliant. Nice to have that bell pop in. But if you'd like to help out, you certainly can. At PayPal, hit me up. My PayPal address, CQ Ham Radio Live, and at Patreon. We've got a Patreon account too. That's kind of a monthly thing. So if you want to donate $5, $10, $3, $4, whatever dollars a month, Patreon, my link there is at Ham Radio Live. If you want to email the show, have a show suggestion, some feedback, some comments, or maybe a question, you can do so at cqhamradiolive@gmail.com. Doggone it, you guys got to get in this hobby if you're not here, because the next few years are going to be great, because those sunspots are coming up and the signals are going to get stronger. And we're going to make calls all over the world, 24 hours a day, and they're going to be wonderful. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so much fun. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for being here. God bless you all. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. Happy Monday to you guys around the world. From Oregon, my name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. Until tomorrow, 21 UTC. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night. This concludes the broadcast day for KVAL TV Eugene. Thanks for watching. Join us again for another great day of Western Oregon's finest news and entertainment.
Tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.